one does when they are staying in a cabin, you look through all the books to see what the people who own it are like. And I've never stayed in one that didn't have a marked up Bible, and that's totally God. The first thing I noticed was that it's absolutely turned to anxiety. It's Psalm 23. So just say it to yourself till you believe it. But that's not the most interesting part. As I finally flipped through all of it tonight to see all of the highlights, I found something written in old-timey cursive. I write cursive, but not this legible. And it says this: if you are impatient, sit down and talk with Job. If you are just a little strong-headed, go and see Moses. If you are tired and afraid, take a good look at Elijah. If there is no song in your heart, listen to David. If you feel cold and lonely, get the beloved disciple John to put his arms around you. If your faith is weak, read about the Apostle Paul. If you are getting lazy, listen to James. If you are losing sight of the future, climb up the stairs of Revelation and get a glimpse of the promised land. I don't know whose Bible this was, but they know the Lord very well. And what stood out the most was the very top part of this. If you are impatient, sit down and talk with Job. I'm actually working on a new book right now, and I sat down with the Holy Spirit late one night last week, and I didn't know what was going to come out. I never do. I just sit down and I'm going to wait on him, and I actually started telling the story of my grandmother and her always telling us not to pray for patience because you get it, but she'd always laugh. And she knew I was a little bit rebellious, and I know she knew that I was going to do it anyway. Well, honey, when I was a little girl, I prayed for patience. And that's why I think people don't always understand me when I sit back and don't do nothing, or when I sit back and it's not as big of a deal, or when I sit back and let God handle it. And sometimes patience comes hard even for us with patience. And I just found it so funny that the first line is, if you are impatient, sit down and talk to Job. If you're struggling with patience, or the Lord has you in a space where you're up to your eyeballs, patience is beautiful. But also remember, in Job's story, there was always an Uno reverse. And I feel like you're overdue for